Hey guys, welcome back to another video. We are talking Monster Hunter Rise today. Sorry I didn't upload on the weekend, but we are back with a lovely video for you, and I am here with Paradise.
I'm back. It's good to be back.
Yeah, we are talking about hunting in Monster Hunter, how to get better with a particular weapon, and today's subject is the longsword. So recently, the weeb sword. Recently, I've been jumping into the arena, kind of trying to get as close to the speedrunners' times as possible to see how to get better and kind of learn the nuances of the weapons. So I'm just going to go over what I've learned during my time jumping in. I recommend anybody doing this to get better at the weapon as well. And we're just going to go through my run. I will say that the fastest times out there are around 2:20 and around 2:30. I think Peppo got 2:36, and I ended up getting a time of around 2:51, so I wasn't that far behind in terms of timing. I think getting under 3 minutes is pretty good, especially with compared to people that are just straight up longsword mains when I kind of move around on a bunch of the other weapons and that. So it's interesting to see what they needed to do to get there, and a bunch of it is...
You're a bow main normally.
I'm normally a bow main. I play with all the weapons and I don't particularly stick to one weapon because I just enjoy playing everything, you know, the weapons out there. Tasty. But I did want to see like what it is like to be at that kind of level of playing with a longsword. I definitely have still a bunch to learn, and there were mistakes that I made on the run, but it's nice to see a different way of playing and a different mentality to jump in. So we're going to go through and watch the gameplay, and you guys can see exactly, and I'll try to comment down there. We'll do 2 runs so that you can see exactly what's going on. All right. So yeah, you know, guys don't even know how many times I had to sign up for this quest and jump in just to get to this point where I could get our time under like 2 minutes. And so definitely in this run, a few mistakes that could have cut off like a bunch of time. Some of those mistakes came from Rajang not being in the right place at the right time, which is definitely heavily dependent on speed runs. This set is the Mitsu set that has Bubbly Dance and Resuscitate on it. And Paradise,
nice
have you attempted any of this?
I've tried a couple times, but literally like less times than you can count on your fingers to do this run. And like getting below 3 minutes is a feat of its own. Like Rajang will get you if you are not on point with those counters, which, as you can see, like you are on point with those counters, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Speedrunning is not just not getting damaged or putting on the hits. It's about getting more damage and faster damage as well. So you have to take more risks as well. Sometimes I found out the fastest times that I do are the ones where I kind of more unga bunga it almost as well. Like it isn't necessarily about finding the right gaps that you know that the monster's going to be 100%. It's about taking risks and trying to go for helm breakers where there shouldn't be helm breakers that necessarily exist. Which is a huge one.
I think that it's definitely a good way, like you said, to learn the weapons in the arena. You know, you're given a basic set. There's nice synergies on a lot of the arena sets now, like with this one, as we said, with the Bubbly Dance and the Resuscitate. But you can't rely on like some immortal set to like never cards or like your particular like min-maxed perfect set. You just have to be good with the weapon, you know.
Yeah. I wasn't
this
too
is also
sure.
a really good example of the longsword playstyle that you want to be doing in Rise as well. I played through the story on the longsword, and I sort of came to the conclusion, as I'm sure a lot of people have, or if they've watched like our videos where we talk about it in the past, that the counterplay style is the place to be in Rise for longsword. You want to be timing those counters, not doing your spirit combos if you can help it.
Yeah, it's super important to use your counters because people are almost not wanting to go for that, thinking that they're getting more damage off of doing like their traditional combos, but you get so much damage off of the resulting ticks that you get from performing an actual perfect counter. I think that was the only like proper mistake that I made on this whole hunt. It wasn't even one that I got damaged on, but like when you're hitting the counters, you're getting these massive ticks of damage that result in crazy DPS, and if I was to use Foresight Slash with my traditional combo, I would not be able to get a time under 4 minutes doing this. But as you can see there, that's like 180 damage on the sheep counter. So it's a huge thing that you should be doing. Don't try to counter as much as possible. There are definitely certain monsters where the counter works better than others, but you can see there I've got like 251, which isn't a bad time in terms of like getting it down. Definitely can be improved. Definitely a bunch that I need to learn. If anybody's got any like tips and stuff, then definitely put them down in the comment box. I'm going to actually scroll back to the beginning of the video right now so that you guys can see some more. We can give some more commentary on exactly what's like happened here.
I just think that the longsword with the counterplay style is like it's such a stylish weapon as well.
Yeah, man.
I've been trying out the greatsword a lot lately, and I did do some arena Rajangs with the greatsword, and the whole fight is like a totally different experience. With longsword, it's like it's timed, it's precise, it's counters.
It's anime, man. Like
it's
fully
anime, yeah.
It's
The greatsword, you just slide, and I love the greatsword. I love this about the greatsword. This is not a bad thing about the greatsword. It's just different. You know, with the greatsword, you're just sliding around with adamant slide, tanking hits and walloping the monster back with rage slash and all of this kind of stuff. It feels nice when you proc those counters on the longsword. You know.
Yeah. So one thing I did learn, and I think Paradise has learned it now too as well, is that you can actually direct your slide. So on your sheath counter, if you do get a decent counter, you can pull into a certain direction, and essentially it results in you hitting the weak points a lot more. So say if the monster's head is like, you know it's going to land behind you, you can sheath counter, you can hold a direction as you're about to hit the counter, and it will allow you to kind of slide into where you want to hit the monster, and it will get the decent ticks on it, which is huge.
You can't slide backwards though, is that right?
You can't slide backwards. You can only slide basically in a 180 direction, which is very nice. And something that you're going to see...
Here's something to talk about, just while we're on it. The mounting. I noticed that you've gone for the 3 wall bangs here.
Yeah. The 3 wall bangs seem to leave the monster down for slightly longer. I didn't do it here, but also in mid-air, you can actually start going into your spirit combo to get a decent amount of attacks on it and hits before you actually land on the ground. And then I tried to get my Helm Breaker out as quickly as possible so that I can just get back in there. I'm trying to do damage on the head to maybe get the topple on the head and the weak point. Doing damage on the weak point is essential to getting that faster time as well. I rolled 3 times there just to get the bubbly dance. I think I might put bubbly dance on one of my sets and actually try it out and see how it like works out in the end.
The thing about bubbly dance, just real quick, is it's level 2 decorations. You can actually fit it in a lot of builds, and I would love to see like if you could stack bubbly dance with like Hellfire Blight and Resuscitate and make some like crazy like self-inflicted status set.
Yeah. I think I made that mistake there where I got hit because I didn't necessarily have my camera focused on the monster properly. Like I was too distracted with like trying to unga bunga hit rather than necessarily pointing my camera in the right direction, which would have given me way more information. Like even here, I've adjusted my camera so I have more information. So make sure that your camera is focused on the monster so that you can hit them a lot more than doing it.
What did you learn about the monster's AI from your like runs with Rajang? Because you've done this a fair few times.
So, in terms of the monster's AI, it's different each time that you go in. You'll definitely get runs where the monster will essentially try to hold you up as much as possible in doing stuff. I feel like there's different types of Rajang from how many runs that I did. I feel like there's different, how can I say it, behavioral types for that particular monster. Like there's one that was definitely more close range. Then there was definitely one that was more of a mixed range, like hybrid, that would do 2 close range hits and then jump back and then do a laser beam, or would try to roll up in a ball and like blanker me, or another one that would particularly just always be more ranged as well. So I felt like I got to know each of the individual Rajangs. Maybe that's something that's just in my mind, but I feel like that's what they essentially end up using in the game. There's like 3 different ones. But outside of that as well, it's just knowing that there's gaps in the monster as well when he's going around doing his moves. Like looking out for those opportunities to get Helm Breakers in is a huge one. There's definitely, each monster has these windows of opportunity where like they're either tired or their moves got a lot more like recovery lag on them that you can get in stuff, especially when they flinch as well. If you can know that monster's going to flinch or go into like a souped up state or do a souped up animation, you can probably get Helm Breakers in there as well. So always look out for those opportunities where you can actually get those windows in. When you first start fighting that monster, you might not necessarily notice that, but towards the end, you'll definitely start noticing those windows as well.
Yeah. I think if anyone knows any like more detail on like the monster AI and like that sort of stuff, because it definitely does feel like doing back-to-back quests. Like some quests are like very samey with the monster's behavior, and some are like super different. Is it just random? Is there like set presets or anything like that? If anyone knows, put it in the comments below, because we're just hunting and we're just noticing like, oh, there's a bit of a difference here. It's a bit odd, you know.
Yeah.
I wonder what is causing that. Yeah.
In terms of like learning the longsword, I felt like I definitely knew what I was doing with the longsword, but from a speedrunning perspective, I didn't know if like hitting the monster into a wall was breaking the rules or anything like that, or like if there was a particular way to script the monster, because I've always heard about people scripting the monster, so it was kind of like a intellectual unga bunga run for me. So if you guys have any more like details on all of that stuff that's more like applicable to speedrunning, then definitely let me know, because I'll probably jump on it for like the other weapons, and I'm gonna probably move to like bow or like light bow gun or charge blade soon, because I just enjoy those weapons. So I kind of want to get to improve my skills on all weapons before I go back to a weapon and kind of revisit it on improving. But if you haven't tried this, then definitely jump into the arena and give it a go. Try to get under 4 minutes 30 first, and then from there try to improve your time and see if you can get a faster time on this, so that you can really get good at your weapon. Yep. Other than that, I will say that's it. Paradise, what video do you have coming out today?
Well, speaking of learning like all the different weapons, you're gonna have to craft those weapons too, Six, and we know that you gotta farm if you want to craft. So I'm gonna hook you guys up with my farming set and how you can get extra quest rewards at the end of your runs while you're farming.
Yeah. There you go, you guys. There's gonna be some capturing, some good loot that you're actually going to be able to get on the Paradise video, so definitely check that out. And obviously we have Monster Hunter Monday, they call it Mix Up Monday, Monster Hunter Monday coming out on our main channel, so tune into that, because it is one of our like premiere shows, so hopefully you guys can turn into fans of that as well. Anyway guys, gonna see you tomorrow with another video, probably gonna be something a bit more spicy, might not even be Monster Hunter tomorrow actually. So if there is any other games in particular that you want to hear us about, talk about, or have our opinions on, or anything in general, that would be great. And would you let me know, please, if you want to know anything about any other weapons as well, because I'm not entirely sure like what weapons that you guys are using, so I don't know exactly what weapons to make videos on. I'm doing longsword right now because I'm really enjoying it, and particularly like bow, because I'm enjoying those weapons, but there are a bunch of other weapons out there that I would like to delve into, so whatever you guys are using, that's next up. Anyway guys, bye bye.
Bye bye.